Hi, all. I'm Will. I'm a dad, single dad. Got 3 kids through high school. No one arrested, in jail, or pregnant. Hey. Um, I'm also a U.S. Marine. I served from 1997 to 2005. I'm a sergeant of Marines. I served in 2nd Assault Amphibians Battalion at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. I served at 2nd Mates Battalion at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and then I spent 4 years back at the schoolhouse at Del Mar, California. I'm also a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 17 years. I can walk into the hospital and do any nursing job from the ICU on down. That's not labor or delivery or pediatrics, because no, thank you. But we need to talk. Come here, Whoopi. We need to have a talk, guys. We have problems with the right side of the political spectrum here in this country, and the problem is they're fascists, and they like to gaslight everyone into saying they're not fascists. And fascism has a definition. It's not complicated. There was a gentleman, his name was, let me look it up real quick, Umberto something or other. He was an Italian who lived through the Second World War. He watched fascism rise in Europe from the inside. And this is what these are his 14 characteristics of fascism. This is the textbook definition of fascism. Powerful, often exclusionary, populist nationalism centered on a cult of powerful, often exclusionary, populist nationalism centered on a cult of a redemptive, infallible leader who never admits mistakes. That's Donald Trump to a T. 2, political power derived from questioning reality, endorsing myth and rage, and promoting lies. That's Donald Trump to a T. That is MAGA to a T. Number 3, fixation with perceived national decline, humiliation, or victimhood. What else is MAGA? Except we have to go back to when we were great, but they can never tell you when we were great because they're embarrassed of what they think is great. 4, white replacement theory used to show that democratic ideals of freedom and equality are a threat. Oppose any initiatives or institutions that are racially, ethnically, or religiously harmonious. They don't want us to be together. They want us all separate. They want us all fighting. That's how they control power. 5, disdain for human rights while seeking purity and cleansing for those they define as part of the nation. That's it, man. That's what we're living through right now. Civil rights for me, none for thee. If you're not white, male, Christian, and MAGA, they don't care. You don't get rights. Let's see. Number 6, identification of enemies as scapegoats and as a unifying cause. Imprison and or murder opposition and minority group leaders. We have the American Gestapo, ICE, running the streets right now. They have just been told that they are free to run into anyone's house in full violation of the Fourth Amendment without a warrant. The President of the United States just told his secret police to go into your homes and arrest you if you don't like him. They're using the excuse that you're brown or that you're not an American. But yeah, they're yanking up Americans left and right. So let's see. 7, supremacy of the military and embrace of paramilitarism in an uneasy but effective collaboration with traditional elites. Fascists arm people and justify and glorify violence as redemptive. That MAGA to a T. That's the NRA to a T. I come from a military family. My Puerto Rican grandfather died on Utah Beach killing Nazis. My father spent 13 months running around the rice paddies of Vietnam as a Marine infantry officer. Of the 35 men in his infantry officers class, school class. He was the only one who came back who wasn't missing a limb or in a body bag, and that was after 2 helicopter crashes and being blown up by a landmine. My brother almost died in the first Gulf War. I was very, very lucky and never got sent anywhere and never got shot at. I'm not going to complain, but I still destroyed my body for this country. I didn't do it for this. None of us did it for this. This is not what we gave our lives for. Let's see. 8, rampant sexism. Continuing, 9, control of mass media and undermining truth. Does that sound familiar? What's her name? Miss Barry Weiss at CBS is doing a great job of turning the Tiffany network, a formerly world-renowned network that was known for impartiality and quality and truth, is now a laughingstock in the world because of Trump. Fake media. You can't trust the real media because they're fake media. Trust our stuff where we've had to pay. Fox News and News Nations have had to pay combined over $1 billion for lying to you. Look it up. It's not hard. We have the internet. Look it up. 10, obsession with national security, crime and punishment, and fostering a sense of the nation under attack. That's exactly what's going on right now. The attack is coming from the brown people from down south. The people who are running away from our drug war. They're running away from the cartels that we created. Let them in. We drove them here. Let them in. Let's see. Religion, number 11, religion and government are intertwined. I only see one political movement that is pushing for the unification of church and state. Everyone else in the country understands that separation of church and state is fundamental to the First Amendment. You cannot have freedom of religion without freedom from religion. This is not complicated. Let's see. 12. Corporate power is protected and labor power is suppressed. So, this is my personal feeling. Communism does not work because people are greedy. Capitalism works because people are greedy. Capitalism, without very strict rules and regulations, will devolve into fascism, and that is what we are watching now. The oligarchs in our country, and that's what they are. Mr. Bezos, the Emerald Prince, the weird guy at Facebook with the funny hair, they're oligarchs. Let's not understate this. They are oligarchs. They own the government. They own Donald Trump. You give him a gold whatever and $1 million to his library, and he'll get you whatever you want. This is. I mean, he's checking off every single one. Let's see. 13. Disdain for intellectuals and the arts not aligned with the fascist narrative. Yeah, I love that Trump Kennedy Center, don't we? Let's see. 14. Rampant corruption and cronyism. Loyalty to the leader is paramount and often more important than competence. Let's see. What was her name? The fake prosecutor who had never been a prosecutor that Trump anointed as the head prosecutor for the Eastern District of Virginia, was it? And the judge literally kicked her out of court because she has no idea what she was doing and she was unqualified. And he said if she tried to come back again, he was going to go for her license, which is like the death move for judges. They don't even go there unless you're gonna lose. So those are the original 14, and then we have 2 extras, which there are reasons we've added them on. Fraudulent elections and the creation of a one-party state. Communism and fascism are two sides of the same coin. They are both totalitarian dictatorships. The difference is in how they get there. Fascism does it through capitalism. Fascism does it by shifting equality upwards. They want to, if you keep the people at the bottom poor and out of power and shift all of the power up, then you have total control. Communism goes the other way around. They kill everyone who's in power and bring all the power to the bottom, to the people, and then they consolidate it into one person who becomes the dear leader, who then has all the power. It's the same thing, just a different way of getting there. 16, often seeking to expand territory through armed conflict. Venezuela, Greenland. We're the world's bully. Teddy Roosevelt, the manliest man to have ever manned, said, "Walk softly and carry a big stick." We have forgotten how to do that. The last 40 years, we have stumbled around the world loudly and drunkenly and bashed everyone in the shins whenever we felt like it and have never apologized. We're not doing that anymore. We're just beating the crap out of people with our stick because we can. So that's it, guys and gals. The characteristics of fascism, all 16 of the new ones, and Donald Trump ticks off every single one. MAGA ticks off every single one. Anyone who is still aligned with the Republican Party still checks off every single one. So when MAGA tells you they're not fascist, laugh at them and go, define fascism, I dare you. Because here's the problem. Words have meanings, and if you don't know the meaning, you're screwed. Because you can't go into a discussion not knowing what you're talking about. Fascism is a real thing, and it has a real definition. It is not a joke. It is not a scam. It is dangerous. It is incredibly dangerous. We were incredibly lucky after the Great Depression that we had Roosevelt Jr. Mr. Roosevelt, I know the Republicans have spent the last 50 years trying to rewrite history and somehow say that he extended the Great Depression. What he did was keep this country from devolving into fascism the way Italy and Germany did. They devolved into fascism because their economies were so brutally battered after World War I that the people gathered around a strongman. In Russia, it was Marx, and it was Lenin, and it was Stalin. In Germany, it was Hitler. In Italy, it was Mussolini. There's plenty of others. This is, okay. After World War I, America had money. We did really well in World War I. We sold a ton of arms to everybody. We made a ton of money in World War I. And our troops came home and everyone was happy and it was great and it was the roaring 20s. And then, oh boy. And we were about 10 years late to the party after World War I. And Herbert Hoover, destroyed the economy so badly with his tariff wars. Another thing coming true again, that he tanked the economy so bad that we were on the verge of slipping into fascism. If you go back and look at the rhetoric from everybody other than Roosevelt and the people who were around Roosevelt, was fascism. This is not ancient history. Okay, there are still people alive who were alive. My mother was born when Roosevelt was still in office. I mean, this is not ancient history. If we forget the past, we're going to repeat it. Please, don't forget the past. Please don't forget the past and don't let us repeat it. Please, I'm begging you.